Hey Monkey Community, checking in on the project. We're at 180,000 market cap, down about 15% following the broader market. And markets are down. I'm still bullish on Monkey and the markets in general. I think there's so much bullish news coming out of the White House and pretty much every other area. I know things are down a bit. If we pull up Bitcoin, down to 82,300, down almost 7% on the 24-hour chart. Looks like it has come back slightly over the last couple hours here, which is good news. But overall, everything's down, and Monkey is no exception here, but still bullish. And I want to talk about how patience is one of the most overlooked skills in trading. Having that patience and just waiting and not trading is often the best path forward, especially in a market like this. Selling now, as I mentioned before, selling the bottom typically isn't a good move, especially for a coin like Monkey, where we have that mind share, that community, and just the bullish outlook overall. And so I think definitely holding now or adding if you can at these levels is best. But that patience is something that many don't have. We talked a little bit about it yesterday. And I think adding more Monkey at these levels is a great trade. And that's if you have the patience to hold. So it could dip a little more, you could scoop up more, but if you have the patience, now's a great time to buy. We had a Monkey space, which I'll talk about in a second, earlier today, and Bryce was talking about how the summer is a potential period where things could heat up. That's when Monkey launched last year in the summer and things were hot. Alon was saying go Monkey and things like that. And so, be patient. I think we have a great few months coming ahead of us. And I think I'm extremely bullish for 2026 as a whole for Monkey, so I'm still holding and adding more when I can. Okay, speaking of the space was good today. We didn't have as many people as a Thursday. We're still trying to figure out what the best time is for everybody, but it was nice. We hopped on. There's a few of us on there. Shout out to Bryce for talking. It was nice catching up. And we are talking about the market as a whole and Monkey a bit as well. But again, it's good to catch up. The community is a real community with real people. And so next time we have a space, hop on. We'll try to make it at a time that works for everybody. So if you have any suggestions, then let me know. But speaking of patience, Bryce told the story of someone that he knows that has been shilling metals like gold and silver for years and saying, buy it, buy gold and silver, load up. And so I think he got to talk to that guy lately and said, man, you've been telling me the whole time. And so that guy's conviction and patience paid off. He knew the play, he knew it was coming, and he just was adding metals for years. So that's just a little example of how patience can pay off. So I truly believe patience with our Monkey is going to pay off. We're waiting for our big break where we start that run, but the meme is great, the community is great, the price is great, everything's great, in my opinion, lining up for a great 2026, especially at these levels. And again, we've talked about supply control. The Monkey community can definitely control the supply at these prices. And I think over time, we're getting more and more of that supply. All right, let's look at the news on X. Some good posts here. Jack Comet talks about patience. There's a single skill that made me profitable, patience. So Jack's saying all the other skills, trend analysis, reading the charts, whatever it is, patience is the single skill that made him profitable. And that's buying and knowing what you're holding and being patient, not selling too early. And so this is a good lesson for Monkey. Um, if we just know what we hold it and be patient, I think sky's the limit for this coin. Income Shark says everyone can be a buyer on green days. The best days for buying and doing research are on red days because it means you actually have conviction if you still want to buy. So if you're still buying Monkey here, congratulations, you have conviction. And it's the best time to buy, but it's also in some ways the hardest. Now, if it's easy for you to buy at these prices, honestly, it's easy for me. As you can see here from the chart, I'm adding every day. It's easy for me. That means I have conviction, right? If you're unsure, then maybe you don't have that conviction. And so keep that in mind. It's good to buy on red days because it shows that you have conviction and that you're more likely to hold and have that patience we talked about. Fun Christ says watching your P&L live plays with your mind. Numbers changing every second make you react with emotions. Fear of losing takes control. People sell just to stop the stress and grab small profits simply to feel secure. Stop staring at the screen and decisions get better. And I've seen that as well. And I've said this is that if you get stressed out and constantly have to hold back from selling your monkey, but you still believe in it, don't watch the charts. You could panic sell, you could bottom sell, and watching the charts just plays with their minds, as Frankar says here. Young Hoon Kim, the highest IQ in the world, says now is the last chance to join the pre-super cycle. I tend to agree. Now's a great time to accumulate. I don't know when the super cycle is going to start, but that's why it's easy. A motionless trade is just to accumulate those things you believe in. So whether it's Bitcoin, Monkey, your colt coins, now's the time to add, and then we can just sit back and watch things run. Link on that same topic. Everyone wants to buy the dip until it's time to, then everyone loses hope. But this is where wealth is made. It's a matter of patience and belief. Monkey coded post here. Patience and belief right now for Monkey at these prices. This is where the wealth is made. And so if you believe in Monkey, you believe in the coin, you believe we can run, now's the time to make that money and buy the dip. Mert, I thought this was a funny post by Mert, but um, simple but deep. If you buy an asset and sell it when it goes down instead of buying more, why did you buy it? Are you stupid? So I thought that made me think of Monkey. You know, you buy it, then it goes down, then you sell it. But why did you buy it in the first place? Right? If you bought it in the first place and the narrative and thesis is still the same, you should be adding on the dips. And that's what I'm doing with Monkey. And I know a lot of us are. So, but he said it in a funny way here. Are you stupid? Watcher Guru says just in crypto czar David Sachs says the U.S. is one step closer to becoming the crypto capital of the world. Again, quotes like this by the Trump administration and those close to him just show we're not bullish enough. Things are going to run. Things are going to get hot this summer probably or sooner. And, all this red is going to be forgotten. And I think that's going to flow through to Monkey and our meme coins. We're waiting for that big catalyst, whether it's the pump fund team, whether it's, some, significant buys, whatever it is, we're waiting for that. And I think we're going to get that soon here. Shadow says your hard work is something they can never take away from you. I like Shadow. He bull posts his bags a lot and talks about hard work, and I agree with that. I mean, there's people that are smarter than you, people that have more money than you, but you could outwork them. You could literally outwork them. You could work the hardest of anyone and be consistent. I think that's something they can never take away from you, and that's the great equalizer, the hard work, right? You might not have what others have in terms of resources, but you can outwork them, and I believe that is possible in pretty much every phase of your life. ICE says the pain is almost over. Crypto will outperform in the next 4 years versus almost every asset class. I agree. Zoom out 3, 4 years. You're in great hands if you hold crypto and Monkey specifically. I think meme coins are going to run. Bitcoin's going to run. Everything's going to run. It's going to all run at once, and it's going to be incredible. Dawn says you're about to witness the biggest rotation in history. And, people speculate, there's going to be rotation from metals to crypto and other assets to crypto. I totally agree. But I don't even think we need to be worried about it just because of how hard the Trump family is going to pump their bags. I mean, we just need to sit back and hold, not panic sell. And I think we're going to all be well off. Murad says gold and silver going parabolic is a precursor to a massive crypto bull run. So Murad's always bullish. But I agree. I think we're going to have a nice run in crypto. Don talking about the rotation a little bit more. Thanks, Bryce, for sending this one. The rotation into crypto will happen sooner than you think. They're just trying to shake you out one last time and make you give up. And remember, there's manipulation in crypto. I mean, if you don't see that, Like if you even look at Bitcoin, which is the biggest crypto asset, you can definitely see there's big moves being made, and there's got to be some kind of coordination or criming or some sort of manipulation. It just seems like it's happening. So they want to shake you out. They want to buy it for cheap before it goes up. There's people swing trading. Who knows what's going on? But to me, it makes it even easier to just buy and hold those things you're convicted in, whether it's Bitcoin, Monkey, whatever it is. Just buy and hold, and don't worry about the daily P&L. All right, Don says if you can hold through doubt, you can hold through gains. If you're holding all this time, more likely you can hold when we go up. Like I can tell you right now, if this thing 3x's and I'd be well in the profit here in this DCA bag, I'm not selling. Just because I've held this long, I know what we're capable of. I'm not selling. So good post by Don here. Says if you can hold through the doubt, you can hold through the gains. And that's what we need to send this coin. Frank again says what everyone else is saying, shake out before the golden run. Yep. And block news, Trump administration confirms banks are getting ready to go all in on crypto. Says they're waiting for the crypto market restructure bill to pass. Could be today. Be more bullish. So when this thing passes, I think we're not ready for how the banks are going to start getting involved in crypto. And this is new territory. And we've seen people say the 4-year cycle is dead. I mean, I think it's in some ways up only over the long term soon, right? Kind of like the stock market over the long run. We're going to see the same for crypto, in my opinion, once the banks get involved. The banks are consistent. They're doing stuff with their profits. They're lending certain amounts. They're all regulated. And once they have this in place, they'll know how to treat crypto as an asset. They'll onboard people. They'll have all their marketing muscle behind it. I mean, it's going to get crazy. We're going to see more marketing than we've ever seen before related to crypto, and I think we're going to have a nice bull run. So moral of the story is be patient, hold on to your monkey. Monkey's good, the meme's great, the narrative hasn't changed. I'll see you guys tomorrow.